Sorry. There you go, Susan. We had a little tiff there.
Never.
So
Never.
you ran. I met you a couple of years ago. You were running for office for the Senate position, Connecticut Senate. In what district again?
29.
That is in the quiet corner. Right down here in Brooklyn, Connecticut. Just got to interview with him. Go and check that video out. Amazing. And now we're sitting talking with Suzanne, who ran for office in Connecticut, very heavily actively involved in the Republican Party here in Connecticut. I don't think you've ever argued that the Republican Party needs to be fixed, just in Connecticut, but across the country. Are you still running? What's your thoughts on Connecticut's nation?
So I definitely want to run next year. I haven't registered as a candidate, but I want to run again for the state Senate in the District 29. And it's funny that you should ask me that question, because the Republican Party nationwide is separated, and the Republican Party statewide is separated. There's such a separation even in the small towns, and I see it going town for town, visiting the different RTCs, the town committees, and watching how they interact. And it's almost like there's two separate committees within a committee. And that's what we need to stop. We need to unite, because there's strength in numbers. We are so much more powerful, and there's so much strength and energy when we come together and unite, and we can move this country really forward.
Do you think in that same process, and I've asked a lot of the folks that have been sitting down with us, and if they're involved in politics or have an interest in there's a movement in this country of awakening, the awakening. There's also the awakening of a Christian movement in this country. And I think some people maybe want to call it other religions, whatever it is, that spiritual movement. I feel Christian movement is huge. Do you think that plays a large part into the nation?
I do. I think that getting back in touch with God and remembering our Christian values is so important and so valuable. But it just makes us remember it. I live by the golden rule. So I treat people the way I want to be treated. And I always associate Christianity with the golden rule and treating people the way that you want to be treated. And that's what we're fighting, neighbor against neighbor. That's wrong. That's what's broken, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. And, one other thing to that is, we have to also be willing to actually sit down with each other and have that conversation. The conversation often gets us into arguments because there's some kind of philosophical difference of rights or lack of rights, or possibly overreach of government, and some people accept it and some people don't. It's an ever-going process, I think, of evolving new issues of the day. We're going into 2024, Suzanne. You're going to be running. You're going to be running with the top of the ticket, whoever that's going to be. We don't have to go into that. I'm not asking that question today. I'm saving everyone the anxiety. But the reality is this country's got to come together. See you later, Brian. This country's got to come together and bring it together with a united front at the top to the bottom. Would you not agree? And I'm going to give you the magic wand. I want you to give me less than 90 seconds. How are you going to fix it?
Wow, you don't ask easy questions. It didn't happen. It's not going to get fixed in 90 seconds. I don't have all the answers, but we need to come together and find common ground. And it has to start from the ground up. So it needs to start from the top down, and it needs to go from the ground up. So in our small towns and our local politics, we need to start to unite and work together. My own small town is very separated, and there's a new
sheriff in town?
Yes, I guess that's what you could say. Thank you. But
I look like a sheriff.
We worked so hard. Yeah, you kind of do, actually. Kind of like Barney. Yeah.
Call me Barney. It's cool. That's all right. Cool, Suzanne. Or no, Susan.
Oh, no. So uniting together, working together, we need to start to realize that we all want the same thing, and that's freedom. How we get there is coming together, working together, moving this town, this state, this government, moving to work together. What do we do? What do we do?
What we do is exactly what you're giving as a platform for your campaign is unity. unity, but you also have to battle back against the crazy news media stuff. So it's education, right? Educating the people, informing those voters, but also protecting the people's rights of freedoms, as you talked about. It's a very difficult thing to navigate today. But in 2024, I'll ask you a simple question, because you got snippy with me saying these are tough questions. Is 2024, in your opinion, the most important election in the history of America in some ways, or is it just another election?
Is it the most important in 2024? Yeah, I think it is. First of all, we can't deal with what we've been dealing with. This country cannot stand another 4 years of this. So yes, it is incredibly, for our freedom, for our continued freedom, we have to come together and look at what the goal is. The goal is for us to take back our country, to be able to be free, and to live the American dream. So what is the American dream to you? It's different to everyone, but for me, it's I want to be able to raise my kids and watch my grandchildren grow up in a society that is free, that where they can make their own choices and their own decisions. I don't want them to have to live. I live in fear for them now on the path that we are going. So if we don't change this direction, and we need to come together to do it, then only God can help us.
I'm going to give that a mic drop, and if you want to follow Suzanne, who obviously knows exactly what she wants to say, and I will say to you, from the first day I met you, you have not changed. That's a compliment, because a lot of people in this kind of space, they navigate to the times. I think you're just staying focused on the same thing you said. So I wouldn't say a script, but your platform speaks the same way you did the first time. I love it. You're speaking that way now with more passion, more drive. Where can people find you, Suzanne?
Well, currently I'm not registered as a candidate, so I'm not campaigning. So give me a couple more months, I'll register, and then you'll be able to see me at, I have a Facebook page right now that you can find me. It's, I think it's Witkowski for State Senate.
We're going to do a take two on this, and this is how it's going to play out. I'm going to play the part of Suzanne, and she's going to ask me how you can find me, because I have not announced yet, I'm Suzanne, yet, but I want you still to be able to follow me. Ask me the questions.
All right. So where can we find you?
Oh, great question, Kevin Allen. You can find me at Suzanne Witkowski on my Facebook page, because that's where I'm going to be sharing my information as I prepare to announce my run for Connecticut Senate. You want to try again? Suzanne? Am I being mean? Am I being mean?
No, I love this. This is fun.
Listen, I think you are uniquely real, and just stay that way. I think it's a very cool way. Go and check out Suzanne on her website, or excuse me, her Facebook page. Now I'm all confused. And thank you for having us here. It's great. I want to take a ride with the horses later. Brooklyn Fairgrounds, right here in Brooklyn, Connecticut. You're getting the real deal from the real Americans, guys. By the way, guys, this is small town America. So wherever you're watching us, this is right here. And this is important, because I have a lot of fans and people that watch us across this country. Texas is huge, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. All you guys that watch us, this is farm country where I'm sitting in. This is the longest running agricultural fair in the state of Connecticut, guys. And that's a fact, Jack. In the country, sorry. Yep, thank you. This is why I need people around me all the time to help me with this. And by the way, guys, I am on the road, but Ironhawk Financial, I got to do a commercial, because Ironhawk Financial is our guy. And Joseph Lombardi, I like the Lombardi. Now, if it was spelled, how would you say this, Suzanne? Lombardi. How would you pronounce it? Lombardi. Die? No. E. All right. Lombardi. Joseph Lombardi, 203-815-3673. Go down to the website that's scrolling on the bottom here. Get your appointment today. Let him know the Kevin Allen Show sent you, and let him know that he needs to take all your finances, jam them up to a pretty little whatever, and fix them so you can go enjoy the rest of your life with confidence from Ironhawk Financial.